buy our products, buy assistant type before they order, and we are giving them a 20% profit margin. In wholesale, it's dependent on the amount of the order, and it changes between the 30 and 50% profit margins. And after production, we don't prefer this type of sale methods because we add 60% profit margin at this type of sale methodology. Competition, even if the population of the disabled people in Turkey is very high, there is not enough competition, direct competition in Turkey. So just the research and development centers in universities. So we are dealing with indirect competitors, which are wheelchair companies in manual and hand motion wheelchair companies. There is a neck-to-neck competition actually, because there are 19 manufacturing firms in that competition and similar manufacturers. So in that conditions, we don't see any barriers to enter the market, and in fact, it's encouraging us. In SWOT analysis, we regard our strengths as high-tech medical solutions, as we declared, user-friendly production. We are trying to do that with the video tutorial, and the low responsibility for realities to assist patients, which is our which our name is coming from there. And we witness customer dissatisfaction depending on function of the product, because there may be some misunderstanding about the way of how the system works. So there may be some problems about that, and lack of know-how and business experience in the team. The opportunities are emerging trends of point solution. Emphasis on hospitals. Hospitals are getting focused on buying the point solutions. So this is an opportunity. The high population of target market, as I mentioned, and the incentive role of governments to encourage the role of the government, and also the current conventions about social responsibility projects are our opportunities. The threats, we regard threats as foreign companies, the possible acquisition of foreign companies in the Turkish market. And also, as we all know, domestic users do not trust the domestic products and domestic goods. So
time is up, please wrap it up.
So, as you can see, our future class this year, we want to deal with research and development, and in an office in Sarı Park, and we are planning to prepare video tutorials in the three years projection. We want to manufacture 40 assistant eyes in a year, and a manufacture area in Ankara, and distribution throughout Turkey. In 10 years, we want to increase our production amount, and we want to open a call center and expand on the other brands. Lastly, he will tell something.
Yesterday we are talking with Tarık Orhan, and he suggests us another project idea. Maybe there will be change of this from now on. He suggests that can we produce a product with an eye controllable bed. For instance, when we look up, in order to throttle the wheelchair, we can move the backside of the bed to forward and make fully paralyzed people control their life events, life movements by myself, and this may be more important for them to control. What we are going to discuss in our company, and we're going to decide if we continue that way or the other way. So thank you for your time and listening. If you have questions, now we can.
Questions?
when you look at a specific location as every time, for example, when you look towards left, is the wheelchair going to turn to left also? Because, like, for example, right now I'm talking to you, but I might scan, let's say, the room. Not every time I look at some point, if I change my location, it's going to be, I mean, too much. And what if, for example, you're just watching something? You don't want to turn, like, to left and right? For example, you're watching, like, a tennis match. What's going to happen? I mean, can you imagine something like that? Your eye sort of scans while you are in a fixated position as well.
I see your point. In this assistant eye project, it samples, for instance, 3 samples in a second, and it decides an average value of them. And if you look at the left, for instance, in 3 seconds, it will turn. Not within instant action.
3 seconds is too
For
little.
instance, no, it's not exact.
Let me answer your question. There is no feasible solution for this. I also talked of that because the user maybe want to look around, maybe look at other people. I found a solution for that. It's not very practical solution, but at least a solution. If the user want to look around, it will just look down and slow down and stop the wheelchair. Then it doesn't matter where you look at, like left or right, if your wheelchair just like stop, it doesn't move.
So how are you going to stop that?
The wheelchair, I also explained in my slides. If you look down, you are slowing down. If you are looking up, it's accelerating. So if you want to look around, you just slow down and stop the wheelchair. Then you stop, and then you can look right or left. It will not affect the movement of the wheelchair since it's not moving.
We are
And
using
then how
up
would you
for
reactivate it?
It's like a gas pedal in the car. It's like if you look up, it starts.
throttles and you can.
So you would
have an
start up
acceleration.
again and then turn.
No, it's not like that.
Not your head motions, just
Okay,
your
yes,
eye motions.
whatever the eye.
When you look up, it starts to accelerate. It throttles. When you look down, it's like pushing a brake, and then you can stop.
It's
and it's not a race car, so the velocity is not much than 1 meters per second.
I understood your question. For like speeding up and turning right, you don't have to do this. If you can just like go faster, accelerate, then you can look right.
It constants your speed.
You don't have to look like in the corner or something. Just 4-axis movement.
Also, I think there could be a suggestion to, get rid of this problem. You can maybe you can have a certain sequence of things that activates this motion, like blinking 3 times, waiting for a second, and then blinking again.
Yeah.
Starts this process. Say I want to move now, kind of starting.
Yeah, that's also one of the solutions. But in the image processing, we are planning to activate. We are planning to how can I say, pause the system if the user blinks his eyes like for 3 seconds, something like that. It's also one of the solutions. Maybe we can implement it in our software.
Can I ask something else? From the picture, I understand that you're going to have something in front